welcome to this brand new episode on the Singing Insiders podcast. I am so excited that you're here. In this episode, we're going to cover 10 songs that are perfect for beginner singers to level up their vocal skills. Let's dive into it. Hello and welcome to this new episode. In this episode, we're going to be covering 10 songs that are perfect for beginner singers that really want to up-level their vocal skills. Because many beginner singers, they make the mistakes to sing any song that they hear on the radio without really knowing what the vocal techniques are behind that song. So they're listening to the original artist and then they might try and copy that. But not really knowing what the techniques are behind it. And we don't want to have that. But more on that later. Other mistakes that some beginner singers might make is that they sing songs based on what they like to sing instead of based on what they can learn from that song. Let me give you an example. Maybe you love to sing Hallelujah by Jeff Buckley, but there might not be much for you to learn in there. And so beginner singers, they will choose songs that they like instead of choosing songs on specific techniques that they might be able to learn. So another song that you could sing is, for example, a Christina Aguilera song that will help you learn to sing riffs. And so by doing a song that you might not enjoy as much, but you're still learning a technique that will actually help you to grow as a singer. Also, another mistake that many beginner singers make is that they go from song to song to song to song without really having fully learned the whole piece. So they start a song, but then halfway they just stop and they go on to the next one. And again, that's not really very productive, because once you notice that you might be doing those mistakes, that's where you can do something about them. And that's where we're slowly transitioning into the world of the confident and the trained singer. And the trained singer, once you're there, then you're choosing the song strategically. You're choosing a song based on what you want to learn. Not per se because you like the song, but based on, oh, there's a high note in there, I want to be able to learn that, let's do that song. Or, oh, there's an interesting improvisation in this one, I want to learn how to improvise, let's work with that song. So trained singers will really consciously and strategically choose their songs and repertoire to work with. Also, when trained singers do choose a song, they stick to it. They stick to it until all the vocal techniques and all the things that they've learned in that song are really integrated into their muscle memory. And that helps them to then, when they're moving on to the next song, to implement that as well and then focus on a higher level of skill building. And that's really how you become a great singer. So as you know, we're always operating from the 4 pillars of the Sing Yourself to Freedom formula. And today we are in the vocal technique pillar, which is all about training your voice and becoming a better singer by training those vocal muscles. So the 10 songs that I would recommend if you're a beginner singer are, first of all, Mad World by Gary Jules. This song is amazing to really start out as a singer. It's not super high, it's not super low, and so it's perfect to really get to know your voice and especially also train your pitch and your internal hearing, because it's kind of always in the same place. So it's a great song to work with. The second song that I would recommend is Make You Feel My Love by Adele. Not just because it's a pretty song, but if you're looking at it in a vocal technique context, it's pretty simple and interesting. So in the verses, you basically activate chest voice, and then the chorus, or you have an A and a B, the chorus is basically head voice. So once that you can apply these techniques in the first and the second chorus, you can just copy paste that onto the next ones. And it's a great song to practice the transition in registers. That's why I recommend it. Third one that I love to recommend for beginner singers is Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis. The reason why is because it's a very repetitive song. So it's an amazing song to learn how to improvise. And improvisation can be a very scary word for some singers because they might not know what to do. And so this song is a great little door or gateway into that world of improvising without stress or insecurities. It's a great song to improve that with. The fourth one is All I Want by Emma Bale. Emma Bale is a Belgian artist, so you might not know this song, but it's a great song. Actually, no, she covered it, and the original is Codaline. That's the original artist, so you probably know it. So All I Want by Codaline. This is a very slow song, and that's why I recommend it, because you have that super slow transition between chest voice and head voice. So this is a great song for singers that are still finding their way in their different registers. This is a great song to put all of that into practice. And also, because it's so slow, you will start to feel where that transition is for you between your chest voice and your head voice. Fifth song for me is Broken Strings by Nelly Furtado and James Morrison. This is a great song if you want to start, first of all, singing with a partner, but also if you want to learn to sing in harmony, this is a great song to start that out with. You have beautiful like thirds and fifths harmonies happening, and yeah, it's a great duet as well, so that's why I love it. Sixth song that I would recommend for beginner singers is Budapest by George Ezra. The reason why I recommend that song is because it's a great song to focus on storytelling. And oftentimes that is something that is overlooked when we're learning to sing. Oftentimes we're only focusing on vocal technique and, training those vocal muscles, which is great. It's definitely necessary. But oftentimes we forget that it's also important to train our storytelling abilities and to really captivate that attention of your listener and to get into the emotions, get into the story. And this song is a great one to start doing and learning that. Seventh song that I would recommend for beginner singers is Fix You by Coldplay. Why? Well, this song is amazing if you want to learn to riff. And we're going to be doing, or maybe we have already done, an episode about riffing. Riffing is basically those little curls that you can do. There's a beautiful one in that song. Lights will guide you home. So the da 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 da. This is a great song if you want to start out with riffing and actually learn how you do all of that. So that's why it's a good one. Eighth song that I would recommend for beginner singers is Hit the Road Jack by Ray Charles. This is an amazing song because it's very jazzy and it's the perfect foundation to get to know swing feel. So rhythm is another thing that is oftentimes overlooked when we're practicing singing, again, because all the focus goes to the vocal techniques. But rhythm is an important part of our development as a singer. And swing feel is definitely an important part of our development as a singer. And that is definitely something that you can learn in that song, Hit the Road Jack. And once you understand the swing feel in that context of a song, you can put that into different songs as well, even in pop music. So, great song to do. Number 9 is Jolene by Dolly Parton. This is an amazing song, again, to focus on rhythm, but this time not per se on swing feel, but rather off beats. So, and this is again something that is oftentimes overlooked. Oftentimes when you're singing, you can either sing on the beat or you can have off the beat. And those off-beat singing is oftentimes used, especially when you're going really fast. For example, there's this song by the Soul Sister, Da 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 da. There's so many offbeats in there, but it goes really fast. So Jolene by Dolly Parton is a great song to start learning that rhythm so that you can then apply that into other songs. The last one, number 10, that I would recommend for beginner singers is Let It Go by James Bay. The reason behind that choice is that this is an amazing song to train your breath support. So in the chorus of that song, you have long sentences where you really need to be focused on having enough breath support and activating that diaphragmatic breathing in order to be able to sing them all the way through. So that's why I definitely recommend that one as well. Now, with all of these songs, we've got one particular focus. And as I said before, a very important start to all of this is focusing on vocal technique. And I've got a free training coming up, and I would highly, highly encourage you to join us for that free training, where you will discover the most important vocal technique to basically experience vocal freedom. High notes, low notes, all the notes in between. It's really the foundation that you need in order to start singing all of those songs that we did today. So I linked to the training in the description here down below so that you can access that. But I would highly encourage you to go through that training. And then once you do, then pick one of the 10 songs that we covered today to put that into practice. That's your homework for this week. If you have any other song that you have loved to learn, and especially the techniques that you've learned from that song, please share them. Let's crowdsource ideas here. Share them in the comments here down below. Even message me on Instagram or email me. But let's crowdsource ideas so that we can inspire each other. I'm sure this list can be even more expanded than what it was today. So, but this is a start. This is a start, right? So I want to thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. I really appreciate that you took the time to be here present with me. And I'm curious to see where this is going, which song you're going to choose to put all of this into practice with. But thank you. And I'll see you again next week. Bye.